Happy birthday, Steve Jobs! It's time for the loop. All right, joining me from New York to help make sense of it all, news editor for CrunchGear.com, Peter Ha joins us. How are you, Peter?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks. I'm a little worried about the Apple stock that I don't own because I lost everything, as everybody else has. But, you know, the news yesterday was that Steve Jobs will not be attending Apple's annual shareholder meeting tomorrow. And this is the first time since joining the company, or rejoining them at least, 10 years ago. Is this a bad sign, or is he just planning to nurse the hangover from the birthday parties today?
You know, he's probably going to be nursing his hangover. But to be honest, you know, this shouldn't come as a surprise because last month when he announced that he'd be taking a leave of absence, you know, it's sort of implied that he's going to be stepping away from everything Apple related. So it shouldn't really be a shock.
But that certainly doesn't seem to stop the old blogosphere from overreacting, perhaps, about any of this. I mean, do you think we're going to see stock prices tumble when it turns out there's just an empty office chair swiveling in circles as Steve is absent?
You know, the stock is probably going to fluctuate a little bit tomorrow, but it'll probably even out by the end of the day.
All right. Well, do we know what Jobs is even doing right now? Because there's one blog that reported this weekend that he's not even on IM services. He's not talking to friends, not talking to coworkers. Do we have any idea what Steve's up to?
You know, we don't have any idea of what he's up to or what he's doing, but, you know, I mean, if it's true that he's not on IM anymore, I have to applaud the guy. I think he just needs to sort of go cold turkey and take care of himself.
He won't put me back on Facebook, Peter. I'm starting to think this relationship is completely one-sided. I shouldn't be worried, though. This is probably for the best, huh?
That might be a problem. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I've written on his wall and everything. But, okay, Apple, I mean, like, people knew that this was happening to Steve. This was going to happen to Steve. Obviously, they had planned for this departure. I mean, are they doing what they need to do? Do they have, like, a 5 or a 10-year plan in case Steve doesn't make it back?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think Apple is just staying the course, and he left the company in capable hands, obviously. You know, I'm sure their product roadmap is probably set for at least 5 years. And, I mean, you know, does it really matter to Joe Schmo if Steve Jobs is the head of the company? I mean, he's still going to go buy a MacBook or an iPod or an iPhone. As long as all that stuff is innovative and it looks pretty, people are still going to go buy that stuff.
But the products look so much better when held in the hand, connected to that black turtleneck. I'm telling you, it's magical. But Apple did do something amazing, which is great. They released beta 4 of Safari today, or the beta of Safari 4, if you excuse me. I looked at it initially and said, it's about time, a browser that I want to run on my Mac. Like, I've been running Firefox. Did you get to play with it at all? What did you think?
Yeah, I played with it for about 20 minutes today, and, you know, for some reason, it reminds me of Google Chrome.
Now, you say that like it's a bad thing, though. I mean, is it so much a bad thing? Because I love Chrome on my XP machine.
No, I think it's a great thing. I've been using Chrome on my Windows machines for a while now, and I think it's just kicking Apple in the butt, basically saying you need to revamp Safari, obviously, because, you know, you have Windows users now using it. I think Top Sites is pretty cool. But I would urge everyone to, when you fire it up for the first time, to do it by yourself because you don't really know which sites you've been going to.
Exactly. I was in a buddy's office when he was loading it, and I'm like, oh, look, it's cover flowing the internet. Oh, my God, those are your top sites? Okay, you might want to edit that, buddy. Wow, I didn't know you were into midgets. And real quick, Apple they recently made some public comments about the jailbreaking of iPhones. They filed comments with the Copyright Office that they say essentially the act is illegal, which, oh, big surprise to anybody who's been doing it. But do you really think Apple right now is going to go after anybody who hacks their iPhone, who bothers to actually jailbreak it?
Absolutely not. I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, there's nothing that they can really do. And as long as they're moving iPhones out of the store into people's hands, it shouldn't matter what people do with them.
So why are they bothering to even make these comments then, Peter? Is it just to appease the carriers?
I think it's just to appease the carriers and just say, hey, you know, we're going to do something about it. We're sorry if people are buying the iPhones and not using your network. But, you know, at least in the U.S., you're locked into AT&T for 2 years. So it shouldn't really matter.
Yeah, well, those contracts are due to expire pretty soon anyways. We'll see how that happens. Yeah. But, Peter, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you keeping us in the loop. Good luck with those top sites.
Thanks.
Keep them clean.